I am challenging myself to make a video a day for the next 365 days. This is going to be the hardest thing I've ever done. You're going to witness my trials and my tribulations, my victories, and perhaps my stupidity. But one thing is for sure, I promise that I'm going to give you the real me, no matter what. I'm doing this to encourage you with the courage to live your own life, a life of your own perfect imperfection. My name is Yahaya Baruwa, and this is my imperfect life. That's Mina. Say hi, Mina. Okay, too much energy, relax. Yo, what's up guys? This is your boy, Yahaya Baruwa. Today is day 146 of hashtag myImperfectlife. In today's video, I want to share with you guys some key factors that come into play when you decide to write a book. You know, a lot of people ask me, how do you write a book? How do you put a book together? I'm not going to go into too much detail as to, the technical aspects of putting a book together, but I will share with you guys the psychological aspects on what it takes to successfully put a book together. Number one, the most important thing, you got to believe you can do it. You got to believe in yourself. You got to believe you can write a book, man, because at the end of the day, if you don't believe you can do it, you ain't gonna do it. That's it, and that's the reality of it. You just got to believe you can write a book. Number two, you got to choose your why. You got to know why you want to write a book. When I first started writing my first book, I was so lucky that I figured out I was able to figure out why I wanted to write a book early on, from day one, before I even started writing a book. Heck, before I even knew I wanted to write a book, I knew my why. I decided I was going to write a book as a way to inspire 1 million people with the courage to take a chance on themselves, to go after that thing they like to see happen in their life. In a way, this is something I'm also pursuing by making these videos, hashtag myImperfectlife, and everything else that I'm doing. So basically, I decided I'm going to pursue that goal, and writing a book was an avenue that I knew I could do that with. And I love storytelling and inspiration, so I decided to write a book. Having your why really helps you in so many different ways, but the most important way is it sets for you a level of standards that is far above your reach. And I find that is something that when you start to reach out to achieve that high standard, your work as a writer of a book automatically rises up and either meets or exceeds that level of standards you have been set, that has been set up for you by your why. That is why it's so important to have a why in doing anything, writing a book, whatever, because your why will get you going when you don't feel like going. Your why will separate you from all the mediocrity out there. And I don't mean that in an insulting way. No, I mean that, a lot of people, they just write for the sake of writing, but then they don't have a reason why they're writing, hence their writing becomes average. That's what I mean. You want to be above average. Having a why sets you apart and makes you above average. I'm not saying this in any egotistical way, but hey, better to have a standard than have nothing at all and end up just in a pile of everybody else. I'm sorry, there's just no other way to put it. And the next thing is, you gotta have a deadline. Put a deadline. Choose an unrealistic deadline. I mean, it's like a last minute essay. If you have 24 hours to make your essay, you're gonna write your essay. You're gonna write your essay, because if you don't write your essay, you're gonna fail. So put a deadline. If you think it's gonna take you a year to write a book, choose 6 months. If it's gonna take you 3 months to write a book, choose 30 days, like I did. When I first started writing my book, it took me a year because I didn't have a deadline. But then The next book I wrote, my second book, Tunde, A Man of Lost Ambition and Struggles of a Dreamer, was the first book. It took me 30 days to write a book. That book, Tunde, A Man of Lost Ambition, it took me 30 days. Why? Because I decided I was going to write a book in 30 days. And the plan was this: write a book, write 10 pages a day, every single day for 30 days. And buy yourself these headphones at the end of the 30 days as a result of finishing the book. And I did. Matter of fact, I finished the book in 29 days. Yes, some days I wrote 7 pages or maybe 8 pages, but I caught up. Now that is why it's so important to set a deadline. Now do you catch my drift? Believing in yourself, knowing why, and having a deadline, all this tie into place in getting your book done. Now in terms of the technical aspects of getting a book together, writing a book and whatnot, I don't want to go into too much details about that because that's a whole nother topic in itself. Matter of fact, you might actually need a more professional individual than this fine young man that is talking before you on camera. But anyways, and the next thing is take action. Get started writing your book, because at the end of the day, nothing happens unless you do something. Nothing happens unless you happen, my good person. So that's pretty much it, man. You just gotta believe in yourself, choose your why, choose a deadline, an unrealistic deadline, and just get started. And don't worry about not knowing what to write about at the beginning, and don't worry about trying to edit your work as you read it, because that would just slow you down and cause you to doubt yourself. Just have a forward one-way momentum about your writing. Choose the first list the first 10 possible things that your 10 chapters could be about. I'm not saying you have to write a chapter book or non-fiction book or fiction book, whatever comes to mind, but write down, make a list of 10 possible chapters about your book. I'm sure you already have an idea of what kind of genre you want to write about, be it fiction or non-fiction, and each one have their own topic, horror or maybe biographies or poetry or whatever. But choose the first topic and just get started on it, and just sit down an hour, 2, 3 hours, and just write 10 pages. That's it, or 5 pages, or whatever the frequency of pages you decide. So yeah, well, that being said, that's all I got to say. I hope this was really helpful to you, and if you're looking to write a book, because it is an absolutely exhilarating process, because it's just something you just got to do while you're alive. How else are you gonna live forever? I mean, heck, Shakespeare still exists, but he's not alive. But yeah, he's very much alive in his books. Think about it. Food for thought. Hashtag blessed. This is your boy Yahaya Baruwa. Today is day 146 of hashtag myImperfectlife. Go to my website. Ow, that hurts. Go to my website, strugglesofadreamer.com, to purchase your signed copy of my novel, Struggles of a Dreamer 1 and Struggles of a Dreamer 2. If you have any questions about writing a book, feel free to reach out to me. Go to my website. You can find my contact information there. Peace.